I'll be talking about all the outcome characters and the change I would give them. Don't take my opinion serious. And sorry if the editing's bad. This is my first time doing one of these big projects. And have fun. What the fuck? Where's the real Sonic?
You're dead.
Hello. Today, I will be talking about the 7 available survivors and the tweaks I would give them. Kind of like buffs and stuff like that. I think all the characters in the game are personally balanced. Some can get a little too buffed. But today I'll be talking about Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, Metal Sonic, Amy, Cream, and Sonic. And I'll be talking about the upcoming characters, and I'll be talking about Sonic.exe near the end of the video. Just not now, though, because I really wanted my focus mostly on the video is to talk about the survivors and tweaks I would give them to make them a little bit more, I don't know, interesting. I think they're all interesting. I just wanted to give my own idea on it. But let's just talk about the first character, and the first character is Tails. So with Tails has 2 abilities and 2 passive abilities. One of them being Laser Cannon and Glide. Those are his 2 abilities, not his passives. I'll talk about his passives later. So for his stun ability, Laser Cannon, it's actually really good. It's way better than it is from the disaster. But it also takes longer though to charge up in this game. It has a 15-second cooldown, which it charges up to full, and once it hits full, you can then press E to charge this up. It takes about like 5 seconds or so, but it also stuns the killer for 4 seconds. You can increase the stun by just like hitting your shots, and you can push him back with it. Glide, basically what you think it is. You just jump off something and you can just press E and then press space a couple times. I wouldn't do it on the ground, on ground level, because that typically doesn't work for some reason, and I don't know why. For its passive abilities, Animal Sense and Metal Support. Metal Support, he just heals Metal Sonic. I'll touch on that later. Animal Senses, if the killer is 45 studs away from Tails, he'll be highlighted and stuff like that. Otherwise, he's really good. The 2 maps I would put him on are Not Perfect and maybe even Green Hill, because of those 2 spots that are really high up that most times Sonic has to use his charge attack to get up there to get him. My spin on it would be probably giving him a trap or something, and making it like how Eggman has to build it in the disaster, where he's just like, he has to click it a couple times to place it. And maybe, well, because Cream and Knuckles have a glide, so I don't know why he wouldn't have like the ability to do the same thing, but I guess that would be broken. But honestly, my spin would be just give him a trap or something, and that would be it. But otherwise, I think Tails is really good, and that's all I gotta say for him. Moving on to the next character. Alright, for Knuckles, we have Punch and Counter as his 2 moves, and his passive, Glide and Unstoppable. Now, Knuckles is actually a really good character, and I would suggest using him when you start playing the game. His punch has a little, like, glide effect, so when you do throw out a punch, you go forward with it, and you move, like, well, you gain a little bit of distance, but you also get a lot of area to hit the Sonic. Counter is really useful because it's, like, instant, too. You don't have to wait or anything. Use Counter, and all of a sudden the Sonic is going back, and you stun him. Stun him for, like, 3 seconds. And for the punch, it's also 3 seconds, but it's still really good. And then for Glide and Unstoppable, all you have to do is just go to any wall and just jump off of it and you glide. I think that's literally all it is. That's pretty easy. That's a passive. But his passive also really does suck, considering sometimes when you try to use a spring, you usually get stuck. And that's not really ideal for using a spring. It kind of wastes a spring. Honestly, my only take on Knuckles is just to change that the killer can't see your counter. So it makes it more like, makes it harder for the killer to understand, well, to know when you're countering. Therefore making EXE a little bit more scared to go against the Knuckles, and being way easier for any player. But He's really good in any of these maps. It doesn't really matter what map he's on. He's really good. I think he's a balanced character, and I think he's really good for new players. And let's move on to the next character. Okay, for Eggman, Eggman has 2 moves: Jetpack Boost, My Energy Shield. This character, if not, without a doubt, is top tier, one of the greatest characters if you're playing like an egotistical person. Basically, all he really does is he's kind of for himself. He kind of only cares for himself. He has a little run jetpack boost that lets him run really fast, gets him away from the Sonic, and I think it gives him, immunity frames. Yes, it does. My shield is kind of like Knuckles' counter. It stuns him for 3 seconds. His passive move is a double jump in metal support. Now, the thing is about metal support with Eggman, it is so good. Having Eggman defend you with my shield energy and the Metal Sonic healing makes it so much easier to heal. And if you're using Metal Sonic's heal, which I'll talk about that later, I would suggest going to Eggman without a doubt. Now, for a spin, I would give Eggman, he pretty much is one of the greatest survivalist characters you could pick because of just how overpowered he is and how self-centered he is. And even in the game, it shows that he's so self-centered. Even with his rage bait quotes, his abilities and everything, regardless of who he's going against, he's always caring for himself and his creations. I think the tweak that I would give to Eggman, honestly, since Sonic has that one grab move, I think Eggman should have his own little, his own little car thing that he has, and he should be able to only pick up Metal Sonic. And I think that would just be a cool feature, but I don't know, probably overpowered. But it'd utilize the chase thing that he has where he's able to fly with it, and he catches tails out of the air. That could be you could utilize that more with the Eggman car. But I don't know, I think he's really good overall. I don't think that he needs all that, but moving on to the next character. So for Amy, she's really broken, but for her moves, she has 3 moves. She has Hammer, Throw Hammer, and Reroll. She has 6 cards available to her, which either buff her and debuff her, or just buff her completely. And for the Sonic card, it just allows you to see where the killer is at, no matter where you're at, and all your allies pretty much. For the Tails one, it makes you able to run faster, but it does decrease the stun time on Hammer Throw and Hammer, which is technically fine because you'd still be able to outrun the killer. The Knuckles card gives you strength. It makes you able to stun the killer for 5 seconds, which is really good, but it makes you really slow, and you take a lot more damage out of it. The Shadow card, pretty much it's just a buff. This one's really good. You always want to get this one. Allows Amy to run a little faster and gives her damage resistance. The Sun, pretty much a healing. It heals you up to 75, nothing above that. I'm pretty sure it heals your teammates, but it doesn't show. It doesn't seem like it does. But if it does it really slow. It also blinds your teammates as well. The Moon, this one's pretty good on certain maps. Otherwise, it's completely useless and you can't see and you don't want to get it. But this makes your screen foggy, but also buffs everything. Well, can buff anything technically, but it's kind of a gamble on that one. Hammer, this is what makes Amy really good. Just because of the fact it's an auto move. See, for Knuckles, you'd have to stand there, click it, and then click it again, and hope to God that you just actually hit it. Amy, all you have to do is just run, click E, and it automatically does it for you. No matter if the killer jumps over you, then you just gotta walk around, and eventually you'll hit the killer with it, because it's auto, and it does it for you. And it doesn't just, like, you don't just use it, and then it goes away. You use it, and you get, like, 2 or 3 seconds of just walking around with this hammer that you're able to swing at any moment. And it's auto, too, which is really good. Hammer throw is also really good. If you're running away from the killer, all you have to do is just turn around and just throw it, and it's really good, and it gets you really, like, gets you far away. You don't even have to pick it up, it comes back to you eventually. And then even if you do miss, it has a chance to bounce off the wall or slide down like a slope or something and hit the killer anyway, which still stuns them for the same time, which is kind of crazy to me. Otherwise, the only thing I would change is probably allowing for people to see what the card does, either than going to the wiki and having to scroll there to find out what it does. Otherwise, she's really good, and if you're willing to grind and you want to grind something, and you want to have an easy way, an easy game, just use Amy. Honestly, that's the only way. Otherwise, let's move on to the next character. Cream has 2 main abilities and 3 passive abilities. Her first one being Heal as her main, her second one being Dash as her second main ability. Her passives are Cheese the Chow and Glide. Her main ability, Heal, is what you think it is. Just a big AoE that heals every second for 10 HP. You lose the 10 HP. It goes down to 5 if you die one time, but I'll explain that later. And Dash is pretty much you run up to the killer or your teammates and you can push them back a little bit by 5 studs, gain a little speed boost, but you do lose 5 HP from doing this. Or a little bit, or 2. 5 or 2 HP. Yeah, you take 2 damage while doing this. Her passive, Cheese the Chow. So if you were to never get knocked, you would always do 10 HP each second as you heal. But if you were to get knocked, you lose that ability and you go back to 5 HP each second while healing. Her Glide is basically like Knuckles, and there's not much to explain about that. The only buff I would give her is that if she had her original run in like the disaster, because that made her so much better. Because it made it so she could actually run away from the EXE, and she wouldn't have to worry about dying, and it would be a little bit more trickier to kill her. Because when I was playing, I really got targeted. Like, any type of thing I would do, I would get targeted. Just because they know if they kill me, then their team doesn't have any healing sources anymore. Otherwise, I think she's a pretty good character. Let's just move on to the next character.
Standing alone, standing just at a bridge, foot on the brakes, but I need to go on. Day after day as I fall behind, you keep me away from being who I am. No more chains on me.
Sonic has 2 main abilities and 3 passives. His first one being Drop Dash for his main, the second main being Super Peel Up, and for his 3 passives, one is Dodge Meter, second Unstoppable, and Guilt. For Drop Dash, he basically turns into the ball form that you'd usually see where you charge up in the games, but you can hit the Sonic 3 times with it. You want to hit him with all 3 because hitting him 3 times in a row gets a better stun and hits him away a little bit. You can still stun him by hitting him 1 or 2 times, but you want to get the third one. Super Peel Out is really good. It makes it, you have to charge it up a little bit, but it allows you to outrun the killer by a lot. Like, you can really get away from him. He can also pick up any of his teammates besides Metal Sonic and Eggman. That's why I said Eggman should have his own little thing where you can grab people, and well, you can take only Metal Sonic. Dodge Meter is pretty much like Sans, but you're pretty much like Sonic Swag, and so you just get to dodge and stuff like that. Unstoppable is a bypass like Knuckles. I forgot to say that when I was recording that, but Knuckles has a bypass, which even if the killer is stunned, you can still hit the killer. And Guilt, and if Sonic's the last one standing, he takes 15% more damage from the Executor, well, from EXE. Otherwise, I think the only change I would give him, I don't think I'd give him a change. I think he's pretty balanced and broken. Maybe something with the drop dash. Maybe nerfing the cooldown on that, because that gets really annoying. Or getting rid of Unstoppable. Otherwise, let's move on to the next character. My favorite character I've been waiting to talk about. Metal Sonic.
I am the ultimate overlord, Metal Sonic.
Nobody can defeat me! Not you! Not Sonic! Not anyone!
For Metal Sonic, he has 3 passives and 2 main moves. His 2 main moves being Destructive Charge and self-repair. His 3 passives being self-destruct, proximity warning, and resistance. For his first main move, destructive charge, this allows you to charge at the Sonic, and pretty much either you can throw him into a wall, which combos him, or take him far away from your teammates. You do lose HP though over time by using this, but if you do miss, you don't lose any HP, and you can use it as like a little runaway. And for self-repair, pretty much it's a heal, but this only heals you up to 150, and so if you're like at 175, which you spawn at 175, you won't go back up to 175, you'll cap at 150, and it heals 7 HP for every 2 seconds. Being by Eggman or Tails allows you to heal faster. I would go by Eggman because obviously Eggman can defend you, and I think it's way faster when you do it with Eggman. Self-repair is a good move, but it does take away the fact you cannot heal with Cream. Cream cannot heal you as Metal Sonic, which is fine, considering that you'll be overpowered. And for self-destruct, basically when you die, you just blow up and you stun the killer for a little bit. Proximity warning goes off with a beep, like you'll hear beeping whenever the killer's near you. I'll play a clip of it so it makes sense. Resistance, this makes you really strong, makes you be able to you're able to take a lot more hits from the Sonic than anyone else would. Everyone would die in 3 or 2 hits. Metal Sonic can tank 7 or 8 hits before dying. Plus he's got his healing thing, so he's pretty much unkillable. The only thing I would change on him is to make self-destruct feel like it's an actual self-destruct. Kind of like the disasters. I can't show the clip. I might be able to find one though. But his charging, basically, he would have a giant explosion that would stun the killer for a while. And it would be, I think it'd be more cooler and more anticlimactic than it is right now, because you just flop like a Lego piece. Otherwise, he has 1 life, so keep that in mind when you're playing him. He has 1 life, so you will be a main target, because after a little bit, the Sonic will get annoyed of you and just kill you anyway, because you don't get a revive. All that HP you have is what you have, and you gotta make sure you can manage it and get away from the Sonic and heal. Basically, all I would say, he's a good character. Please make the self-destruct more of a self-destruct more than it is just a flopping Lego piece. And that's all I would say. And let's just move on to near the end of the video. The sneak peeks and the EXE. So for Sonic.exe, he has 4 moves. He has Invisible, Charge, God's Trickery, and Rage Mode. Now, since he's a killer, he has M1 and Short Temper. I'll talk about Short Temper later because it involves with Rage Mode, but attack is just an M1 attack. It's just damage to the survivor and blah blah blah, kills them, yeah. Invisible allows you to go, like what it says, but you move really fast, and you also have the ability to teleport onto anyone if you're near, but it does stun you if you do it, so you don't really have to do the teleport. It's just a way to get you close to them and know where they're at. Charge is the grab move, which I talked about with the Tails. This allows you to fly over, fly around, and pretty much you can grab anyone. Metal has his own custom one where he stomps them on the ground. The only way for you to stop choking someone is for someone to hit you. It does not work on Cream, with Cream's charge attack or dash attack, because it doesn't stun him. But any move that stuns him, Eggman can also stun this too while he's flying around. God's Trickery is a teleport. You can teleport pretty much wherever. This is the greatest move he has. You can teleport wherever you want around the map, no matter who it is. You don't get to pick who it is though, but it teleports anyone. He also summons clones as well when he uses it, which allows him to stun. It messes up your controls and it makes them inverted and stuff. But this is really the best move. And then onto his Rage Mode.
Ready or not, here I come with the frog! Ah! With the frog! With the frog! Hey! I will take your soul and make you gone in your veins!
Now his Rage Mode works with the Short Temper. You want to fill this bar up, and the only way to fill this bar up is by getting stunned. by anyone, or yeah, just pretty much any type of stun. Now, once you get this to max, you can use this. Now, this is really good. Rage mode, when a Sonic.exe uses rage mode, you know you're fucked. Basically, he gets his M1s attack way stronger. He's also like way faster too. He loses his God's Trickery ability and his invisible ability, but his invisible ability turns into like a indicator where you can see where everyone's at. But the dumb thing about it is that it really like slows you down and you can't turn it off. That's the only thing that makes me pissed off about it, because you'll like use it to find out where someone's at, and you're forced to fucking walk, and you can't do anything. You can't end it either. But I don't have any changes for him. His rage mode is really, I think, just not even, I don't even know. His rage mode is really good. When you pop that shit, you know you're gonna fucking win. Like, it's just guaranteed to win. He does a lot of damage. His attacks are buffed. Everything, pretty much. And his charge attack, your charge attack goes way faster. Like, Metal Sonic, he starts stomping faster, and he starts choking everyone else out way faster. Oh, man, you gotta go,
Yo, he does crazy damage, bro. Yo, holy shit.
Rage Mod's really good ability, and he's really good for a beginner character for everyone. And then I'm just gonna group the sneak peek characters together because there's not a lot on them for them to be separate. But let's just move on to the sneak peek characters. Alright, there's not much to talk about it. I'm just gonna put up the character's name and what they are. So for the first one is gonna be the Killer. And I'm just going to show him his idol and his 2 attacks that he has so far. There's not much to talk about it. These are still upcoming, and they could possibly change it later in the future. But hope you guys enjoy the sneak peeks. Alright, well, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. This took me about almost a month to do. Well, somewhere in between that. This is probably one of my biggest projects. I've never actually done a video like this. Like, I've never even, with my 3 other accounts, which I'm not going to say, I've never done this. This entire thing was not with a script. There was no script. It was all improvised. I just want you guys to know that. It was all improvised. So this was all first go, and then blah 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 and all that stuff. That's probably why I was stuttering a lot. This part right now isn't even on the script because I don't know. I don't like writing scripts. I didn't even write scripts in my college class. So, but I hope you enjoyed the video. This might be the last time you see me for a bit on this YouTube channel, mostly because this is my last year of school. And the only reason why I would really post another video is if this video went viral and I somehow got to the point where I could monetize my videos. Because honestly, I would just make videos so I could save up for money for a new car in like college, maybe, I don't know. But I'll still try to post a video, but it probably won't be like in a month or so. Or probably if this video did blow up and I did get a recognition and stuff like that, I would post another one. But I don't know, this will probably be the last video I make on this game, just because I said I didn't want to make a lot of Roblox videos, and I don't know. I just really wanted to make a video about this because I really thought this would be a cool idea. I really liked the game a lot, but Seb should be making a video. I don't know when he's going to post it because sometimes his stuff messes up so he can't post it. That's why most of the time his videos don't work or he doesn't send a video. That's why I mostly do it. But yeah, that's about it. But this was a fun adventure and I learned a lot from doing this so far, so I hope this video does do well. This is like, I've never done such a big thing. And otherwise, just have a good day and enjoy your life.
Go! He's stuck! He's stuck! He's stuck! He's stuck!
That's not sad. That's not sad.
Oh shit! Up, there he.
What's happening?
Me Rats back as again with another video. So I figured out how to do a real video, not a live stream. So yeah.